It's a little bit derogatory where I come from.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Totally Bombed, the podcast where I invite on performers to talk about times where they've totally bombed. Today is a little interesting because we're actually bringing on a character of sorts. So I'll just introduce them and let them introduce what they do. So we're bringing on Rumble from Cybertronic Spree as well as Rumble Friends. Hey Rumble.
Hello Jess, nice to meet you.
Thanks so much for coming on. Do you want to tell our listeners a little about yourself?
Yes, of course. As you can tell, I am a robot. I'm from a planet called Cybertron, and I've been living on Earth for the past 4 million years or so. And I'm presently in two bands. One is Cybertronic Spree, and the other is Rumble Friends.
Yeah, I checked out Rumble Friends. Like I was saying before we started recording, I really enjoyed Apocalypse Party. I feel like it's one for the times. Like it's gonna age well.
Yeah, I mean the only future time from now is actual post-apocalypse. So we felt it was time to sing a song about throwing a party at the end of the world.
I feel like for someone that's been around as long as you have and seeing Earth, that you would know kind of the times to write certain songs for different feelings in that generation, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And also that song, even though it's a Rumble Friends song, a lot of the content is from experience being in Cybertronic Spree, where people want to party with the band after the show.
How did you get started in these bands?
Surely coincidental, really. I just showed up and no one told me to leave.
Do they even know you're a member?
Yeah. I'm like the loud, grumbly guy in the band, so.
Oh, so noticeable. Well, that's good. Well, I guess before we get into it, let's get right into our fast flops. This is the portion of the podcast where we react to your guys' flop stories. So make sure you follow our Reddit or DM us if you have a flop story out there. It might be reacted on the podcast by a robot. You never know. I'm so sorry. Can I use the R word? I don't know exactly what you are. I assumed...
You can call me a robot.
Okay, I was assuming. I was like, oh no, is there robot technology back then?
Yeah, you can call me a robot, but don't call me a GoBot. It's a little bit derogatory where I come from.
Got it. Thank you for educating me.
No problem.
Okay, so the fast flops I chose some musician ones. I try to keep them, in the realm of what thing. Unfortunately, there's no robots aren't posting on Reddit yet. So I haven't been able to get any robot flops. So we're just doing musicians.
I tried signing up for a Reddit account and there's the box that says I'm not a robot and I can't click it. So I don't have an account.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of websites you probably can't make an account on.
Yeah, but we're on all the good robot sites where you have to click I'm not a human to join, so yeah.
I can't join those ones, unfortunately.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm probably not even supposed to talk about them.
Well, we can edit it out. I'm not gonna edit it out.
What's that?
What? No, nothing.
Anything.
Let's get into the first story. Okay, so this one is from someone named Email Not Emails, and they said, one of the hardest performances I ever played was at an open mic. It was in a medium-sized bar, basically empty, except for 4 women, who all decided to sit at the only table on the floor, right in front of the stage. None of them said a word or even gave a hint that they liked what I was doing. It was odd and stressful. It's easier playing bigger crowds. Do you feel the same? Do you play live shows, or is it all strictly...
I've played a lot of live shows, actually, yeah. And I do a mix of live performances and then also some studio stuff, and then also just going into a rented room at a rehearsal studio and playing with a band. So I can sadly relate to this Reddit poster. Um, Not necessarily with Cybertronic Spree or Rumble Friends, but I've done some open mic type stuff where I've gone up and said, "Oh, I've never tried playing this song before," and then I would do it, and then I realize why I've never tried playing that song before. Happens a lot with karaoke, actually.
Oh, I'm so bad with that. Like people expect me to be like good singing at karaoke, and I'm like keep telling them no because the songs I'm singing at karaoke are the ones I'm like trying to belt, and I don't belt when I sing my own stuff. You know what I
Right. Yeah. There's also a bit of fun with karaoke where there's uh there's a little bit of charm to it if you're just bad enough but not completely terrible, you know?
Yeah, that's I mean that's with all art, you know. If you find that nice bad spot where it's
Yeah.
not too much but it's just enough, well that's art right there. Entertaining.
Yeah, I've definitely I don't have a story with four ladies sitting at a table in front of the stage, but there have been times when so I've got all kinds of mobility and vision issues. Being a robot, trying to live in a world designed for humans, it's uh, it's challenging at times. And so when I'm standing or sitting at the drum kit, because I'm the drummer in Cybertronic Spree, I try to look at the audience and see who's having a good time, and sometimes it's hard to tell because people will scowl or they'll just look very serious, and it's hard to see if are they having a good time, are they annoyed about being here, did their significant other coerce them into showing up, um, or do they just think we're really annoying? And yeah.
It's yeah, you can't tell. This is why, like, yeah, like I think large crowds are so much easier to perform for because the faces just become like a blur.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So you said you're a drummer, which is perfect because this one is from a drummer, which I thought was interesting. So this one is by someone named White Footed Witch, and they said, "I'm a 51 female who's been playing drums for 6 years, which means they picked it up in their 40s. And they were joined. I was joining a band, and we played a neighborhood gig, and I screwed up about 3 times in a 45-minute set." And they have a question, so I'm wondering if you can answer this. My question: how do more experienced musicians keep from getting in their heads? I was critiquing rather than enjoying, and it was frustrating. When I do that, I play worse. It doesn't help that I have a bandmate who picks at every mistake. None of us are professionals. By the way, we play punk. So whoever this 51-year-old woman is that picked up drums to play punk music in your 40s, like good for you,
Yeah,
first off. And also, I think 3 mistakes in 45 minutes is not bad at all.
that's okay. I make a mistake all the time.
Even as a robot?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. So when you're on stage and you're playing a show, oftentimes a different kind of energy takes over, and it can be overwhelming. It can be a little bit scary, but with enough experience, you learn to ride that feeling. So you don't have to fight it; you just go with it. And I sometimes find myself during the middle of a song thinking about, oh, in 2 songs, I have to play a song that has a really challenging part. And if I think about that too much, then I'm like not in the moment of playing the song that I'm supposed to be playing. Usually for me, my best shows are ones that I completely zone out during and I don't think about too much because after a certain amount of practice, a lot of things become muscle memory and you can go and sit down or pick up your instrument and just kind of play and not have to think too much about it. That's the place where you want to get to. Now, if this person has only been playing for 6 years, that's they're in many ways just getting started. And punk music is a great genre to get started in because punk is kind of a, make up your own rules.
Yeah.
A lot of the pioneering acts of punk music didn't even know musical theory or how to play their instruments properly, but they just allowed. Oh no, it's not like an insult or anything. They just
No.
they were open channels for the creative source, and so whatever they felt came through their bodies, through their hands and their feet, and kind of manifested in a sound through their instrument. So it's a way of self expression, really. And so as long as this drummer is having a good time expressing themselves, then they've already won. And in music, you can have perfect music, like lots of techno electronic type of music is perfect because it's been produced beforehand. But when you're creating something out of nothing in the middle of a performance, that's true magic. And all of the variations, you don't go to see a band because they're going to play it exactly like it is on the record.
No, if you wanted to do that, you would just listen to the record.
Yeah, you're going there to feel the feeling and be there in the moment. So, screwing up is part of rock and roll. That's what makes it great.
I loved that. Yeah, go rock and roll. I won't say grandma, you're only 50, but you're rock and roll, lady.
Yeah.
Okay, and this last one is from deleted. I guess their account's been deleted.
Wow.
Not that I'm really professional per se, but I played at bars and restaurants and stuff. There was one time where I completely fucked something up, and it was when I forgot how a verse to a song went. I stopped and said something like, "Shit, I forgot the rest of the song." And someone shouted the lyrics out in the audience, and I remembered and went on playing the rest of the song. It was really funny. So I've had that.
Yeah, that's a great story. I've seen bands and they've done that, or they've said the same verse twice, or started with the second verse, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to do. I saw Ed Sheeran live, and that's what he did. He messed up one of his most popular songs. It happens. Everyone messes up. That's why I'm doing this podcast. Even robots.
It's kind of nice when they mess up because it's proof that they're not singing to like a backing track or anything. It's like, it's real.
Yeah, it shows that they're actually performing and not just pretending.
Yeah.
Pretending performance. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess, yeah, we've gotten to this point. I'm very curious to hear if this has ever happened to you. But now I'm going to ask the question, have you ever totally bombed?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's probably one of the things that when it happens in the moment, it doesn't feel so good, but laughing about it after is pretty fun. And so as a drummer in the band Cybertronic Spree, everyone gets like a special moment during any sort of performance to kind of show off their chops. So the bassist will have a nice little bass solo, or the keyboardist might have some cool riff that she's doing. Guitarist, of course, there's guitar solos. But for drums, like there might be a drum solo in maybe one in every fifth song, because you can't do too much of it, because then it's like, oh, what's this guy's problem? And it's annoying. Like, it's like, we get it. You can play the drums.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do with the drum solo, yeah.
Yeah, you hit things. And hopefully on time, and hopefully to roaring applause. But there was one time where at the end of the show, we were like ringing it out, and I'm doing this huge drum solo. And I thought it would be a really fun idea that, usually a drum solo will end with like a big crash, especially if it's the last song.
Yeah.
And so I thought, oh, you know what, it's going to be really fun is if instead of crashing the cymbals with my sticks, I pick up one of the cymbal stands and smash it. And so I did it. And then the cymbal stand hit me in the head and knocked my face right off. And so I had to turn around and fix my face.
Yeah. How was the face under the face?
It's all wires and circuits. It's scary. Yeah, no human should ever have to see that.
That's fair. I appreciate you trying to protect the audience.
Of course, yeah. It's just like, imagine if your face came off. That'd be pretty horrific.
That really would. Oh my god, I don't
Yeah.
want to
I,
imagine it.
like you hear the expression of like, oh, this band rocked our faces off. It's like I rocked my own face off.
So were you able to like get it back together?
Yeah, it took a little bit, but we did it. And the good thing is that it happened as the last song, and we were gonna break for an encore anyway. So during that time, I just had to, adjust myself. Let's say, yeah.
Okay, so have you ever had like other machine malfunctions since you like you're a little bit more clunky than I
Yeah.
would say the average performer out there.
Well, thank you for noticing. The all sorts of things can go wrong. I also sometimes during a performance I'll have my armor on, but I have these jetpacks that I can choose to wear or not. But sometimes if I've got the jetpacks on, they stick out quite a bit from my back, and if it's a tight stage, then I'll be banging up against a curtain or a screen or something else. A lot of times, parts of me just fall off during the show, and I
That
guess that
sucks.
yeah, it's part of the fun. Look at this guy, he's falling apart. I mean, we're all falling apart, but I literally, visually, am
Yeah.
disintegrating before one's eyes.
Do you sweat? I know like drummers tend to be like some of the more sweaty members of the band, but your circuitry.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Is it your cooling systems? Like your fans go really hard, or I don't mean to pry. This is a personal question.
It's very personal, but you know, you're an adult. I'm at least 4 million years old. We can go here. I do have hydraulic fluid that can leak sometimes.
Okay.
I'm also very well ventilated, and as long as the stage has good airflow, I'll let you in on a little secret actually. The most important part of my drum kit is actually a very large fan that sits just below my floor tom, and it even has a name. It's called David Blowy. And when you sit down, it's like a fresh spring breeze.
Yeah, it's like a David Bowie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm glad you have tools to help, keep everything cool while you're performing. That's good.
Yeah, it's important. I think humans could benefit from a little David Blowy of their own sometimes.
I agree. I agree. You hear that, humans? You should get a little David Blowy of your own.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask because I've been asking some of the performers on if someone's out there and maybe newly performing and they do kind of fumble and flop, have their first bomb, what advice would you give them?
You just got to keep going. Don't draw attention to it. Just keep playing. You'll mess up one note. You might forget a lyric, but just keep going.
You might lose your face.
You might lose your face. Keep going. If you lose your face, though, you should deal with that.
I agree. Deal with your face.
There's many different ways someone could mess up during a show. I don't want to scare people. I don't want to scare anyone who's like, I'm going to play a show, but oh no, now I got to worry about all these ways I might screw up. Realistically, like if you're a guitarist and you hit the wrong note, you can just kind of jam it out. And then if you do it again, the next phrase, it sounds like you did the first time on purpose because you're jamming. It's like, oh, I'm trying something different with this song. Yeah.
I think that's actually like a really kind of like cool way to look at it. You're like, I'm not messing up. I'm just changing it.
Yeah. That's just what I'm feeling.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe knowing all the ways you can mess up, it's like, well, it might happen. Just keep going.
Yeah. Your cat has some ideas about it too.
Apparently, he was very interested today. Yes. Do robots have pets?
No, we just kind of coexist with other beings, let's say. We try to.
I wish more people would just coexist with other beings.
Yeah, I love animals. I love cats and dogs and capybaras and also
Oh, good.
turtles. I don't care so much for red-winged blackbirds who, I've got a pretty big head. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
And they like to dive bomb my head when I'm
I
walking
can
by.
see that. I
Yeah.
can see that. Yeah.
They're like, "What's this big thing? I'm gonna get it," and it's me. They shouldn't do that.
Well, I appreciate you, Rumble, like, introducing me to robots. I'll be honest, I was very, ignorant. So I appreciate you coming on and talking to me. If you have anything to plug, your band, your music, that kind of stuff, feel free.
Yeah, I should probably plug myself in so I can recharge. But like as far as other things that I'm doing, yeah, check out the band Rumble Friends, which is a band where I am the lead songwriter. And then there's also the band Cybertronic Spree, where I am the drummer. And I do assist in some of the songwriting there, but that's a party band that plays various conventions and tours and such. And Rumble Friends is more of like a garage band that I am in with a bunch of my friends. So, yeah, Cybertronic Spree is all robots, and Rumble Friends is some robots.
Okay. Is it robots and humans or robots and something else?
Robots and humans,
Okay.
but the humans might be something else. Like they could be some other sort of, entity pretending to be human. I don't know.
That's true.
It doesn't really. It's not the kind of thing that comes up in conversation casually.
Yeah, I guess you got to really get to know someone before you can
Yeah,
ask them whether or not they're truly human.
definitely. Yeah.
Well, I thank you so much, Rumble, for coming on. This was so fun. I want to let all our listeners know, of course, thank you for listening to this season and whatever it's turned into. Please make sure to like, subscribe, rate. It really helps out the show. If you have a fast flop you want read on a future story, join our Reddit or DM any of the socials and I will read it. Again, I'm going to put all the links to your bands in the description, so they're right there to check out. Definitely check out Apocalypse Party. It was my favorite. It's jamming in my head. Thank you again so much, Rumble, for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It was great to meet you.
Bye.